Hello all, good morning. Welcome back to the day 2 demo. So if anyone is joining today, so I would like to introduce myself. I am Manasa Nasagar with total 11 plus years of experience in IT industry. So working in Tosca for almost like more than 6 years. And I am a project manager currently handling major of the projects in one of the top MNCs. And as a passion, I started this teaching as my um, passion. I started teaching as my second, and it became the most loved passion for me. And then it goes. Okay, so that is pretty much about me. And here we are trying to talk about Tosca. So yesterday we have learned the basics. So before jumping into today's session, I would just give you a brief about what all the things. It is not a major one. You can refer to the recording. So we just understood what is Tosca, what is the full form of Tosca, and what is the advantages and disadvantages of Tosca. And we also understood about AS1, AS2, TD, what are the different certifications that we are getting in this in this course while we are completing. And we also understood what are the top industries, where can your career grow. So what are the possibilities that you can get in which industry? So all those things we have understood. And we have also seen the competitors for Tosca. So today we'll just talk about the major differences between Selenium and Tosca. Mostly if someone is already into Selenium, they can understand what the concepts, everything will be same almost. So you just have to analyze how we use it in Tosca, how we write it in Java, Selenium, or Python, or any other automation tool. Okay, so coming to the type of applications, as I've told yesterday, so Tosca can support almost all types of applications. It might be SAP, Salesforce, desktop, API, mobile, web application. If you are into a banking domain and you are using any banking black screen applications, then that might be one. So like this, any kind of application Tosca can use, but coming to the Selenium only supports web application. So is it a paid tool or a free tool? Coming back to the Tosca, Tosca is a licensed tool. So even if it is licensed, because of all the advantages that it is having, clients are coming up to understand and to take up this Tosca and to convert all the manual resources into Tosca resources. Okay. So Selenium being a free tool and open source, still it has a market. Still there are people are still using Selenium. And here automation type is model-based automation. I'll tell you in the next coming slides, we'll understand what is this model-based automation. But in Selenium, it is code-based automation. Code-based is nothing but you write a code for each and everything. Okay, if you have to fetch any value, you have to write a code. If you have to click on any text box, you have to write a code. So whatever you do in Selenium, it is a code-based automation. So coming to the next topic called scripting. Scripting is not required for Tosca, but in Selenium, yes, you have to understand multiple scripting languages like Java, Python, C Sharp, etc. Okay. So API testing, yes, it is possible to do API testing. It is possible to automate API testing. It is as simple as you create a test case in Tosca. For Selenium, it is not feasible at all. So we cannot feasible. And there's a special feature called feature in Tosca called test data management. So it is called as TDS server. So if there are any test data that you have to save it for yourself, like in any of your database, you can use this data server. And here in Selenium, it can support.
Guys, can you go on mute?
Yeah. Satish, can you please go on mute, please? I don't know, so many people are. So I would request everyone to go on mute, please. Everyone on the mute. If you have any question, just give me some time. I'll give you some time. Maybe after 15 minutes. After that, we can talk, okay? Till then, please don't unmute yourself. It will be disturbance for others too. Okay, so there is a TDS server where we can store all the test results, whatever we are having. And with that, if we want to fetch in feature, we can use it. But in Selenium, it doesn't support any test data management. There is, yesterday I've told there is a high reusability of test case in Tosca. So when we are doing a practical, you can understand how this reusable concept is there. And also we have a special function called, special thing called library concept. So you can understand the library. It is library is also like highly reusable concepts that we use. Okay. Coming to the Selenium, reusability of test data is, very low. And reusability of test case is also, you have to call each, and even though you write it in your framework like login functions, everything, you have to call it again. Okay. And yeah, exploratory testing is also possible in Tosca. It is not possible in Selenium. Coming to CI integration, yesterday I've already told CI/CD integration is already done with Tosca. In Selenium, it mostly supports CI tools like Jenkins. Tosca, QC and Jira integration is possible. So there should be some add-in where it will connect Jira or QC to Tosca so that you can update the results of all your test cases. You can run your test cases. Everything can be done from Tosca itself. In Selenium, it is possible if you have the third party dependencies, and you can do it. Okay. Support. I should talk especially about this Tricentis support because I'm so much impressed about the support that Tricentis will give us, because there are many options you can do, like Selenium, right? If you have any question or any doubt in Selenium, you just have to go Google it. You will hardly find few, if someone has already faced, if they have given you some solutions, you can find it in the Google. Okay. But here in the Tricentis, there is a support portal that is launched for everyone. Whoever is using Tosca, you can go log in into the Tricentis support portal and you can find out there will be many queries. Okay, let me just, I'll try to log in if I can. Just give me a moment. Very nice. Okay, so if you see, you have lot of knowledge based articles. Okay, so if you see about CrowdStrike incident also, there are so many so many discussions happen. There is knowledge based, and if you want to learn anything or if you are facing any issue, you can simply go and say you just have to type in and you get lot of knowledge articles regarding this and troubleshooting. There will be so many troubleshooting steps. These are all the documents that are provided, especially from Tricentis team only. There is a separate team where it will sit and update all our queries regarding our, okay. And if you want some knowledge material, or if you want have guides, if you want to do anything, so all the information is present in this support portal. If you go and do a Google, nowadays, at least nowadays, you are at least trying to get few things in Google, but most of the time you don't get the exact solution in the Google. Here, you can get all the information, whatever the error that you are facing, if there is any issue, if you are not able to open Tosca, or so all the knowledge article, everything, the information, and there is also a guide. Okay. So if you want to have a guide, so everything, all the documents are stored in the supporthub.tricentis.com. You can have lot of information here. Okay, so that is the best part, that I personally like, and also when we have acquired some license from Tricentis, okay, so they have all, I mean, I don't know now how it is, but whenever we have acquired it, it was long back, like 4 or 5 years back. So they have extended one support, so giving one person from Tricentis itself. So he'll be the POC for us, like either handling the admin thing, or if we are stuck with anything, it is like a immediate point of contact. We can talk to them and we can solve all our queries. Okay. And Selenium is not, doesn't have any supported R&D team. It is like you have to go and Google it. Yeah, framework, I'll talk about framework today. So framework is already defined everything. You are just using already present framework. There is no need you to write any special framework here in Tosca. But Selenium, you have to start with a framework. Okay. I've already told there is a concept called library where you can where you can have large number of scripts. In Selenium, I don't think there is a concept of library, but there is a concept called object repository. Okay. And yeah, reporting from Tosca tool itself, you can directly take the reports and send it out to all your team, either from the requirement section or from the test cases section or from the execution list. I'll show you how to generate the reports. What are the different reports that we get in from the Tosca tool? All those things we can discuss it while we are doing our like hands-on thing. Okay. Selenium, there is no separate section for reporting. Like you cannot report it. Everyone who has to understand, they have to go and see the scripts. Okay. So yeah, and miscellaneous like Tosca can support SAP, exploratory management, data warehouse testing, all these things. Rest all can be done. In Selenium, it doesn't support SAP. We cannot do any unit testing. You cannot do any test management. So because of all these disadvantages and Tosca having all these advantages, it is also become the most market leading tool. And here, compared to Selenium, this creation of script takes very less time, and also fixing the scripts also takes very less time because it's all inbuilt. You just are using whatever it is present. Okay. And if you see, this is where Tosca, Tricentis has already launched all its services. Okay. So being test automation, it might be Salesforce, it might be normal web application, it might be anything. So we have under test automation, we have 3 different features. For test management, also we have a tool called Qtest. Even if you are not using Jira or ALM, Qtest is similar tool. It looks like ALM, it acts like an ALM. Okay. So ALM or Jira, whatever that you are using currently. So Qtest is also one tool, one feature, test management feature that is given from Tricentis. So test management for Jira can also be done. Vira is also one test management tool. Coming to the performance testing, we have another feature called NeoLoad. So with the NeoLoad, we can achieve performance testing. So mobile testing, we can do Tosca mobile testing from Tosca, or testing mobile is also one more feature. Device cloud testing can also be done. Coming from data and change intelligence, data integrity can be done, live comparison can be done. So all this, so if you see, Tosca Tricentis has put all his footprints in almost all the areas wherever the testing is happening. Okay, it's still developing. Daily we get so many new features in Tosca. So we have to explore Tosca. Sorry, Tricentis and Tosca. Okay. So if you see, these are the main key features of Tosca. So one is model-based testing. I'll talk about what is model-based. We can do API testing, test data management, multi-application support is there, risk-based testing is there, scriptless testing, and distributed execution. Okay, so these, if this will be one interview question for you. So they'll ask you, do you have any idea about what are the features of Tosca? Then you can touch base all these concepts, whatever we are actually trying to discuss in the next slides. Okay. So any questions and queries still here?
Hi, Manasa. So are we covering that neo-load testing and other areas as well, or we focus only the web-based application?
Yeah, we are only working on web-based, database, API testing.
Okay, neo-load is a separate course again.
Yeah, NeoLoad, we are not covering it here in this.
Monza, Q test also, it is a separate course or like that, or it's going to be
Q-test
mobile?
is pretty simple. If you are already working with ALM or QC, you just have to download it. You have to just walk around and you will understand the tool. There is nothing, new other than ALM or Jira and Q-test. It is same where you upload your test cases, where you can update your test cases, where you can raise a bug. All these things is similar as per QC or ALM. You can have a self-study for Q-test.
Manasa, you didn't mention that Azure DevOps. So whether Tosca is supporting Azure DevOps, that is also test management tools provided by MS.
Yeah, it will develop. It will do it.
Okay, so what is the difference? What is the integration between Tosca and Neoload? Neoload is a separate license-based performance testing tool. So I didn't understand that. What is the relation between Tosca and Neoload here?
So it's not the relation, it's the Tricentis where it has its footprints, okay? So these are all the different features that are provided by Tricentis, okay? Tosca is also one feature of Tricentis.
Okay.
Manasa, for ALM, Tosca can integrate into ALM, right?
Yes, we can integrate with ALM.
And for execution status reports and all, you generated from Tosca or from the ALM?
Reports, you can generate it, once you create your execution list and run your test cases, so whatever will be the status of your test case, right? So it will be automatically updated in your ALM also, okay? So report part, you can either get it from your ALM or you can give it from your Tosca. So from the requirement section, if you see, there is a requirement section where all the status will be updated, like pass, fail, how much pass, how much fail. Requirement traceability matrix report can be generated from our Tosca itself with the requirement section.
How about the defect management? Is it done within the Tosca or it's in ALM?
Defect management is one thing, can be handled in ALM. Okay, and you can do it, but there is also one feature in Tosca where we can raise issues. Okay, so but only thing is developers cannot. So as per we raise it in ALM, right? We raise an defect in ALM and it will be assigned to the developers, and developer has to point, right? So that process cannot happen in Tosca, but for whatever the test cases you have issues, right? You can create the issues and you can show it in your report.
Okay, thank you.
We will see it how the issues will be presented when we generate the report. Okay. Any other questions?
Manasa, one quick question. So, like you're saying, the what you call the applications, like it's more like it's support or it's owned by Tricentis.
Sorry.
So you're saying the different platforms like Neoload, Mobile, and all those. It's like, is it something like Tosca going to support them, or it's like it is a what you call it is another arm for the Tricentis. So say it's a Neoload. Neoload is a more performance.
Neoload is another, again, you have to download the Neoload thing.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. So I'm saying what I'm asking is, so when you're saying we have a Neoload for the performance testing, is it something like supports a Tosca, or you're saying that it is an what you call as a Tosca, it's an arm from the Tricentis?
Yeah, the second statement might be the correct one.
Okay, so arm from the Tricentis, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing, see, we have in the mobile testing, we have Tosca Mobile. Is it like something like cross-browser platform, or
Yeah,
like
we can do cross-browser testing. We can do.
okay, it's not like I mean the automation we can normally do from the Tosca, but if you want to try with the different devices where we need a cross-browser, then we have Tosca Mobile. Is it correct?
Can you come back with your question?
Yeah. So you're saying that mobile testing is a Tosca Mobile. You have mentioned that it's a separate platform, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's a separate platform.
Yeah.
But
So
from our Tosca tool, whatever the tool that we deployed in your machine, right? From there also you can do you can write your scripts for your Tosca Mobile.
okay. We
For
can do that.
SAP also from Tosca only we can write. For Salesforce only from Tosca only we can write. I'll tell you what is the only difference that will be there.
Yeah, okay. You're saying we need to write scripts from the what you call our general Tosca application only, but to test that we need Tosca mobile.
No, no, no.
Oh,
Tosca itself is sufficient for.
okay.
So suppose if you have to do device testing or if you want to do cloud-based testing, so then you have to go for another application. So however we are using web application, right? So you have
Okay.
to get your mobiles. So there should be some space where all your mobiles will be there, right? So you
Correct,
have
correct.
to,
So you meant to say it's kind of Appium for the mobile in Selenium, right?
yeah,
Some
it's kind
business.
of happy.
Okay, so and are we covering this part also? Sorry, I missed this earlier. So are you covering mobile testing also, or
No, no, we are
only
not covering
web
any
testing?
mobile test.
Okay, okay, Mansa, thanks.
Hi Mansa, one question from my side.
Yeah.
Here we are using Jira. So how Jira is different with normal Jira? Like the UI is different, or like how it is integrated with Tosca?
So it's I understand from your question, it's two questions. Okay. So first question is, are we integrating Jira with Tosca, right?
Yes.
Okay, we can integrate Jira with Tosca with a simple add-in. There should be some backend setup that we have to do, and we can do it. Okay.
Okay.
And how is it different from Jira? There are, I mean, for each and so if you see QC and ALM, there are minute differences, right? The similar way, there are few differences. But if you do, if you are talking about ALM, then Qtest is a tool where it is similar to ALM and Jira.
Qtest. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, Manasa, we can good to go.
Yeah, okay. So I was talking about this model-based testing couple of times, okay? So coming to Selenium, I told you have to write a code, but here you have to
Sorry,
decide the model.
Manasa, sorry for stopping you. Are you going to share all these presentations later, right? All the material?
No, Bhushan. These are only for you to explain, and I don't keep on presenting this PPTs like every now and then. Okay, so only for you, at least starting at least like next 4 to 5 days we might be seeing the this thing, but based on once we have the tool in your machine, so we'll be only I mean playing around with the tool. Okay. So very
there's
less
no other material you're going to supply, like
material, lot of material I'll give you. Material, don't worry about material, you will get it.
so basically how to navigate within the Tosca and how to create all those stuff,
Yeah,
right?
those are all, I will guide you how to navigate from one place to other and how to write test cases. Anyways, you will get a hands-on, okay? So
Okay,
for that, there is no need of any material, but
okay,
the major concepts, whatever you wanted, all the material will be provided.
okay, but you will be sharing the recordings, right? For sure, every class of recording.
Recordings will be shared with you
Okay.
from my team.
Yeah, that's enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so coming to this model base, so first we decide the model. Model can be anything. Okay, it might be an SAP application, it might be a Salesforce. See, if you see, there are different types of applications. You choose one and you create a model. So this model, what is this model? This model contains all the technical information. And after you have this model ready, and we call it as module in our Tosca. And then once we create this module, what we do, we give the business information. So I'll tell you what is technical information different from business information. So we give this business information and then we start running our test case. Okay. So now let us take a simple example. So this is one. So this is a website that we'll be talking about all through our course, okay, because this is again, if you see, this is from Tricentis. So they have incorporated all the basic stuff that is needed for us to start with our project. So they have, I mean, consciously have included everything like a text box, checkbox, drop downs, everything they have included in it. Once you have a good practice of this end-to-end demo web shop, for sure you can do any of your project work. Okay, so that is the reason we also go through with the sample application that is provided by Tricentis. Okay, so the first thing is, so if you see here, suppose I have to click on this register. Okay, the first thing what I have to do, I have to open a URL and then click on this register. So clicking on this register is my major task. So what I do, I create a model for this. So where the model contains this register in its module. Okay, if you see. Okay, so if you see this, this is the model that I have created. In this model, it can be also called as module. In the later stages, we'll start talking about module. So this is a module we create out of this web application. I want this register, login, shopping cart, wishing list. Okay, so I just have it in my module created, register, login, shopping cart, wishing list, everything. And then what I do inside my test cases, so I just have to give the business information. So what is the business information we are thinking about here? So we have to click on this register. So I simply go and give the command called click. So this is the business information that we are giving inside the test case. So then what happens? Automatically Tosca will go and try to click on this particular register link. I'll just run this so that you understand. Okay. There is one thing I did not handle. I used this. Okay.
I think you need to give the URL, is it?
No. Actually, there's one more thing that. So URL that will be given. That is the. So not every time like Selenium you give the URL here. This was created for other things, so I did not handle it for our test case. Okay, so if you see, I did not give any URL here. I did not give any information. Automatically, it just went and just clicked on this register. Okay, so that is how Tosca will work. So do you think it will take much time for you to write? So if I have to do some test case on this registration page, so how much time do you think it will take for you to develop one test case?
Maybe about 5 minutes.
Yes, it's less than, I mean, if you are a pro, like if you create this, I mean, if you get habituated of creating these modules, so then it is hardly less than 5 minutes you can create your test case. Very simple test case, okay? I'm talking about the foundation level, but once you start building up, it might take like more than 5 or 10 minutes, but not more than that. Okay, so that is why.
Once
Yeah,
as
please.
part of our course, like demo webshop, we are going to cover, right?
Yeah, we are
But
going.
parallelly, if we do testing for other website,
Yeah,
and if we get some issue at
yeah.
that time, like even
I'll
after
help you.
completing the course also, so you will assist us, right? You will
Yes,
help us
I'll help you.
even after completing of the course also, right?
100%. So I would see, first I would suggest you to practice like thoroughly this demo workshop. So you can handle any type of application, whatever you are facing in your project. Okay. Even if you're not able to understand it, please come back. I'm here to help you out.
Okay. So
Okay.
is there any portal kind of things we will get to raise the ticket so that you can assist us, or how come we will connect you like even after completing the course?
Yeah, it's only on a WhatsApp. You can ping me on the WhatsApp. I will reply you.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you.
So when do we
Hi,
get the
Manasa.
access to Tosca to log in and to do some practice, Manasa?
Yeah, it will take another 2 days because
Okay,
I
yeah,
just have
no
to tell
problem.
the basics. So then the
Okay,
next
yeah,
2
yeah.
days we will talk about.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, thanks.
Hi, Mansa. Mansa, do we get the license of latest version of Tosca or what is it?
Yeah, we can get the license of latest version also.
Okay.
So what is the latest version that you're expecting?
Actually, I don't know the new version of Tosca, but
Okay.
I'm just asking, do we get the
So
latest
actually we are using Tosca 16.0. So
Okay.
we'll continue doing that. If you want still more, I mean, now the latest version is somewhere around 2023 or 2024. So I have to check. So we can do that. But this is convenient for us for all the things.
Mhm.
Hi, Manasa.
Yeah,
I have
hello.
a quick question. So actually, I'm new to this one, and you were talking about some URL, and I don't know, like from where do we get that URL, or like should we create one, or how is it?
Which URL you are talking about?
So you told me that just for the register one we did, right?
Yeah, so this one, right? So this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll teach you everything, okay? So
Okay.
this is just for
I
you
just
to
want to-
understand how easy is Tosca you have to develop, okay? So I was trying to explain about this model, okay? What is this model? How we create a model, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
in Tosca, this is how we create a model. How this model is created, we will see in the next 2 or 3 classes, okay?
Sure.
So all the information for you to create test cases, to have a hands-on, everything will be provided from my end. There's nothing you have to worry. You just have to put your effort, do all the exercises patiently, whatever I tell. Okay, you will have lots of exercises to do. You have to do it and come back, ask many questions.
Definitely.
Okay, so that is how we request.
Model is nothing but the few bunch of steps to perform the task, right, Manasa?
Model is nothing but what you want to test it. Okay. So suppose I have this register test case. So first test step is clicking on this register. Okay. So I have to have this register saved in somewhere in my Tosca. So only then when I run my test case, Tosca will go and interact with this web application and it will understand, okay, so this is a page where she told me to click on this register. So then Tosca will go and talk to this register and check what all the things that I have given in the given here. So for this register, this properties and whatever the properties that it is seeing on the web application, are they matching? So only after it is matching, it will go and click on it. Otherwise, if it is not matching, you have seen, I got some error, like no matching tab found. Okay. So such kind of issues or errors you come up when you don't create this model properly. Okay. So
So once you
whatever
set up
is
the
needed,
model, you can create the test case
yes,
additional to that.
yeah, correct, exactly. So
Got it.
whatever you
Do it
need for
like
your test case, you have to decide it and then you have to create a model for that. And likewise, you write a method in Selenium, right? Suppose you want to click on this login, you write a method for login. So if you want to click on this register, you write a method for this register and you call this register method wherever you want in your test case, right? So in the similar way, here you don't write any methods. You just have to understand how to create this model and call this model wherever you want in your test case.
So in other words, model establishes the connection between the application and the testing tool, right?
Yeah, correct. So this is a basic. So I can say this is a heart of whatever you create in your test case. So without this, nothing functions. Either your test case not function or your this requirements might function, but your test case design will not function. Your execution list might not function. So you have to
without model.
concentrate how we create this model, how do we create this module, what are the different things that we do while creating this model. So that is very, very important. Okay.
Mansa, like where does this flow actually starts?
Uh, what I mean,
I mean to say, example, say if I'm normally doing it manually, I'll go, maybe I'll check a story. I'll say, okay, these are the pages I need to check. This is what you call, these are test cases I need to execute for every page,
correct.
right? So here, say I want to check an application. So what would be my first step? First login, first launch the application, then going to the login page. Once we land into the home page, then I'm checking. Maybe I'm going to other pages. That would be, if that would be my requirement, right? So
Correct.
where I would, I mean, you have this modules requirements and everything, right? So where I should start with, and where actually I should be starting with. I mean, do I need to go with the module, or should I go with the requirements? Or where the actual flow starts?
Okay, so you're talking about, so first is what we start with this module. Okay, so that is why I'm just talking about this module. Okay, so even when we start, right, we start only with this module, only then we go to the test case tab, then we go to the execution tab, then we go to the requirements tab. Okay. So this is
Okay.
where, this is the first step of our Tosca, where we land on this modules this tab, and we keep working on this modules tab. Okay, so whenever a ticket is assigned to you, like you understand for that ticket, so there will be some manual team, or you yourself has identified some manual test cases that has to be automated, right? Correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
then you start building your test case. So to have your test case, what you have to have this model already present in your module section, or you have to go ahead and create your modules.
Okay. First, we'll be
Okay.
creating the modules.
First is
Then,
creating the module. Only then you
then
can
will be,
create your test case.
yes.
Okay.
So test cases would be part of, I mean, inside the modules.
Mm, test cases will be no. That
Like, I
is not.
mean, we will be deriving the test cases from the modules.
Yeah,
Can I say that?
you will be creating test cases from the modules present here.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Prakash, you had some question. Please go ahead.
Yes, yes, Mancha. So it's like the we as a Tosca automation tester don't create the manual test cases. We just take the manual test cases from the manual testers and then write our automation script in Tosca. Is it correct?
So yeah, we will have all these test cases ready, right? Whenever we are doing automation, in the sense, we'll have all these test cases ready. Okay. So what we have to do in Selenium also, you just try to identify what are the different methods that you have to write, where I have to put it in the framework. All those things you just analyze it, right? So however you analyze there, here you create these modules.
Okay, so it's like we only use this Tosca for regression testing, or are we using on the in sprint testing as well?
Yeah, in sprint testing also can be possible.
Okay, and
So
this module.
generally automation. So according
Mhm.
to my experience, what we do is we do one sprint out of testing, right? So suppose this sprint we are creating this manual test cases. Next sprint we automate the test cases whatever we have created.
Okay, so in that case, the automation will be go by n-1 sprint.
Yeah, in -1 sprint. Generally, that would be the pattern for automation. We generally will not go for in sprint. N-1 sprint is what we generally suggest for automation, especially.
Okay, and this module thing. So is it like a module is like snapshot of the all the control available for a particular page? Is this the correct?
It is not snapshot, but it has all the elements that you have to interact with your web application.
Okay, okay, got it. Got
Okay.
Mansa, it's like functionality of the application which we want to test, right? Module, whatever.
Not exactly the functionality,
I
but
think functionality derived from the test case itself, I guess.
it's not functionality. Modules are not functional, but the major like skeleton portion of your test case.
Okay.
Okay, so don't worry, you'll get it. Okay, once you start doing it, you'll get it.
Mansa, one question. So you're
Yeah.
saying that module is like our skeleton where we'll be having all the details. I mean, what are the things we have in that page, we'll be having those details, right? So is it like whatever we have in the module, like we should I use everything or how it will be?
No, not necessary.
Yeah, so it's basically when I'm creating a module, say this is a demo workshop homepage. So in this homepage, I'm creating like what are the elements that will be available in the module of mine, right? And in
Yeah,
the test cases, I'll be using whatever is required and write the test cases.
correct, correct.
Okay.
Manas, basically it is, maintaining a page object model, right? So where we are collecting the element properties in models, wherever it is required, then we are utilizing from the model, right? The test case level.
Can you come back, Satya?
So it is as like page object model in Selenium,
Yeah.
where we're capturing the element properties in pages wise. So here also, if we considered, demo web shop as a home page, there are a lot of element properties here, and keep it in the model, right?
Correct.
So from the model, based on the test case level requirement, we are utilizing the element properties and calling it from the models, right?
Correct.
So not necessary to call all the models that we are kept it in, but we can utilize wherever required in the test case level.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Answer one question from my side. Actually, I'm a functional tester and no idea about the frameworks. You guys are discussing about some framework. So could you please explain a bit like what kind of framework we are creating here or what is exactly it is?
Yeah, I'll come back to the framework. So here we don't talk about framework at all, but I'll tell you what is framework, what generally the framework will be done in Selenium. Here, what are we doing? Okay, that's a framework concept we'll discuss in tomorrow's class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so even if you
Mantha,
if you did not understand,
I have one quick question. Like I've already registered with this Tosca automation tool 1 year back. So is it? For me, how I access this tool again, because my email ID is already registered with that tool.
yeah, Prakash, we'll talk about it when we are doing this tool download and tool installation. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Where are we? Okay, so this is what model-based test automating approach is. Okay, so risk-based test approach is mostly followed in Tosca. So can anyone tell me what is risk-based testing?
Identifying the risk before the execution, from creation. And then based on that risk and priority, we decide the priority of each test case.
Correct. So we assess the risk, like what might be the risk if I don't test this. Okay. So how to, then after you assess the risk, okay, suppose if you say there are different functionalities on your web application and you define if at all, if I don't, suppose by any chance, if you have to do a end-to-end testing within 1 hour or 2 hours of time. So you have to prioritize your functionalities, what needs to be tested as a priority. Suppose if I don't test this login functionality, login being the main functionality, if I skipped it in this 1 hour end-to-end testing and it is deployed into that customer environment, they come up and saying that what kind of testing did you do? Okay. So assessing the risk is very important while we do the risk-based testing. So that is the first step where we assess the risk. According to the risk involved, we identify the test cases. After we identify the test cases, we do the execution accordingly, and we then tell this is the measure of risk that we have decreased while testing this thing. Okay. So I'll talk more about this risk-based testing when we are talking about this requirement section. Okay, so there's a requirement section where mostly you will understand about this, how this risk-based testing is. Even if you don't have any knowledge about risk-based testing, don't worry, we'll talk about it. And coming to the next one is distributed execution. So what exactly distributed execution is? So you have 5 to 6 tests, 5 to 6 sets of test cases that you have to run. Suppose in the first First set, you have some 15 test cases. Second set, you have 25 test cases. Third set, you have 16 test cases. Like this, you have some different sets of test cases that you have to run. And you are, as you are let us assume that we are doing risk-based testing. So your manager has come up saying that you have to do the test case execution, all these different sets in some amount of time. So what you can do is you can set up this distributed execution. So you being the user, you contact your server, like you set up server like this, and then you distribute your different sets of test cases in different systems. Okay, so these will be called as servers. Okay, these server user and all we will talk. Okay, so we will understand it more in when we are talking about distributed execution. If you see, the server can be anything. It can be the Jenkins tool, it can be Jira tool, it can be your own Tosca server also. So with the help of any server, you can distribute your execution and you can run your test cases in different systems. Okay, so then all the sets of different test cases can be done. See, obviously, this is a famous thing we have, right? Rather than doing single-handedly, if you distribute your work, it will be easy for everyone to handle, right? The same concept is applied here. So we'll talk more about this when we have a deep dive about this distributed execution.
You mean to say distribute means you can distribute the test cases between the testers and execute them in their
yeah, in
devices?
different agent machines. We set up different agent machines and we distribute the test cases and we try to complete the execution within low number of time.
Is it a central
system.
repository everybody will have access, or it's a local?
That is how you set it up. Okay, so if you set it up in Jenkins or if you set it from server, that we will see in depth in when we are doing it.
Okay.
So those are the virtual systems, right?
It can be virtual systems or it can be the machines from your, friend systems also, in your project team machine also. Okay, so we can also handle test data, dynamic test data. We can do test recording here. Record and playback is also available, and it is also compatible with different type of applications. So if you see, this is the architecture of Tosca. So here, as you see, we have repository, we have license server where Tosca will talk. So Tosca commander is a place where we'll be creating everything. So this Tosca commander is like a one-man show. It will talk with ALM, it will talk with repository, it will talk with license server. So it has all these. If you see these, it has all this like modules, test cases. So whatever you do, you will be doing in the Tosca commander. So in the backend, with the help of add-ons, it will talk with the executor, it will talk to the license server, repository, ALM, according to what action you are doing in the Tosca commander. This happens in the backend. Okay, so this is called a server side, this is called as client side. This is the architecture of Tosca. Okay. So framework part we'll discuss in a tomorrow session because I need some more time for this framework. Okay.
Mansa, can you come again, please, on the architecture?
Sorry.
Like servers, can you please come again on the architecture? So when you're saying the server side, it's more like you're saying that our agent systems, right?
This is the architecture of Tosca. This is how the Tosca architecture is. And this is different. This is something different.
Okay.
Okay,
Like,
so don't get confused. We'll talk. Okay, so just try to understand architecture. So this is what the architecture is. Don't get confused and don't mismatch everything. Okay, you will get a very good, clear clarity once we dig deep dive about these concepts.
So once a 14.3 actually you have to download, right, as part of Tosca commander.
So download part also, don't worry, I'll give you everything. All the things will be given directly to you. So no need for you to download, put it anything. Okay, on the day of Tosca installation, everything I'll only do you.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So
Oh,
any other questions from
yeah,
anyone?
Mansa, it is about the timings actually. I know you guys are scheduled at 8 a.m. in the morning. It's a request only. Is it possible at least to start about 30 minutes early? If not this week, at least from the next week? Because
Yes, my
next day
point is also
working
same.
is really impacting the next day working. That's why at least if you can accommodate 30 minutes starting early, it will help
Yeah,
us.
7:30. I guess 7:30 to 8:30 is fine to me as well.
Actually, the time, whatever it is fixed, that is only fixed. I cannot push it either earlier or because even I have some commitments before and then I sit here. Okay. So the time that is decided is what.
Yeah, I know. We understand that you're a mother also. You have a kid
Yeah.
also, right? I know.
So maybe slowly we can understand. Okay. So no need. If at all, if that is the criteria, maybe 10 minutes I can adjust, not half an hour. It is very tough.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's only Monday to Friday, right? Not in the no class in the
Not on
weekend.
Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, it's good. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So any other questions and queries? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Manasa, like
little loud, please. Little loud. I'm unable to.
So yesterday you have mentioned that.
Naveen, your voice is very low.
Okay. Okay. Yesterday you have mentioned that we need to complete this AS1 and AS2. So for this, like, do we need to pay anything? Can you go ahead directly?
There is nothing that you have to pay for Tricentis for the certifications.
So we have 4, right? That batches that we need to complete. After that, we need to go for external certification. Right?
Little louder, please, Naveen. It's really hard for me.
Yeah, Naveen, please check your mic. Actually, we also can't able to hear what you are trying to ask.
Okay, I'll test you afterwards.
Yeah, it's fine now. You can go.
Okay, so I am just like checking on these batches that you have mentioned. That yesterday you mentioned like 4 batches we need to complete AS1, AS2, and other things. After that, we need to go for some certification, right? External certification. So for clearing this certification, this training that is happening right for now, like for 30 days session.
Yeah.
So this is going to cover for all these certifications, right?
Yes.
So
That is important for you to complete the batch. And in the final certification, whatever we are discussing, all these questions will be there on that final certification. These questions will be there on the final certification.
So for this certification also, like external, like no need to pay anything. Directly we can go ahead.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay.
Mansa, I've got one question. Regarding this session, are we going to have only 13 sessions? So it's going to end on the 5th of August?
Sorry, Priya?
Regarding this session, are we going to end on the 5th August? How many sessions do we have?
Yeah, it's totally 35 hours.
So it will be around 1 month?
Yeah, it will be around 1 month.
Okay, so do you know when exactly we'll finish with this course? It's going to be in September, I think.
Yeah, September. August end or September 1st week.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Naveen, please go ahead.
Yeah, Manasa, and also like for this, like when we say batches, right? Like, is this something that directly we need to go for the exam, or like do we need to have like complete some courses and then we have to go for this AS1?
Yeah, I'll guide you, Naveen, about that. Okay. So I'll show you in the portal what needs to be done, what all the things are the prerequisites, and what is there in this inside the batch. Okay.
Okay.
Everything is purely taken care by me. Okay. So nothing you have to download, everything, download, upload, everything will be done all together in that class itself.
Certification as well.
Certification, everything is given. Only thing is you have to sit alone and you have to write it. I don't make everyone sit in a class and write the certificate.
I mean to say that assistance, that part I am saying, just checking because
Assistance, that is what all the concepts, all the information, mock exam, mock questions, everything will be given. Okay, you have to get prepared and you have to give it.
Answer one question. Like after completing this course, how much experience we can show in our resume for the Tosca?
Yeah, this is actually a very tough question for me, because I'll tell you, there are people who has exposed themselves as 6 years experience. It all depends upon your confidence and your practice level and how you are confident about this tool.
Okay, so let's suppose I'm going to show 2 years or 2.5 years experience in Tosca. So like you gonna guide me or all of us, like how we are going to explain our current project as a Tosca project. Sorry, my question is a bit practical on the interview based, but yeah, currently I have applied one of the job day which is related to the Tosca, and like they are asking me a lot from the current project. So it is not easy to answer all of them, so that's why I'm taking a course. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I think it's too early to ask this question because we haven't
Yeah, it's too
completed
early, but yeah,
Yeah.
the
So-
main goal is to get in job after completing this course.
Yeah, see, on that part, right, I would again reiterate my previous statement, whatever I told it. So it is like how much ever you practice, that much ever confident you can tell in the tell the questions in the interviews. Okay. So whatever I teach, the concept wise, that will be in perspective of interviews only. Okay. Whatever I mean, I stress the concepts, those concepts will be coming in the interview. Okay.
Okay, okay.
It is it is you who decided who you project yourself, how you project it is all. And yeah, there is a resume. I can help you out. How can you modify your resume according for the latest project for your Tosca? And if you want, I can also set up some mock interviews for you, so that I'll be the interviewer and you will sit like an interviewee and I'll be asking the questions. So it's like mock interview. You can have that feature also. But if you can enroll it once the course is almost at the end, I'll tell you how to enroll it and you can do that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mansa. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Then
Hello, ma'am.
yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, this is Sujata.
Yeah.
Ma'am, is the work environment is very really similar to our learning space?
Yeah, it is very real to our learning space.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, so that's it I have for today. Thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll meet up in tomorrow's session. Have a very nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice
you.
day. Bye.
Thank you, Manasa. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mansa, tomorrow it's a demo session or? Mansa, it's a demo session?
Yeah, we are doing the sessions continuously.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Mansa. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.